What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF, man. Back with another video today. But today's going to be extra special because new rumors have surfaced, reports from Ramona Shelburne talking about the Lakers are recalibrating for the summer of 2019 over the summer of 2018. So I'm going to get a little bit into what I believe that means and why I kind of foresaw this happening. We're going to talk a little bit about that. The course has changed for the Lakers now, and a lot of this is based on a recent play. But I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I had to do this one early today because I couldn't hold my tongue, man. I needed to talk to y'all. I've been talking to friends and family all morning about this rumor, and it is a rumor until the summer passes by and we don't get nobody or whatever. But at the end of the day, Ramona Shelburne has proven to be a pretty credible source. She knows what's the ins and outs of the Lakers. So I'm going to roll with the punches on this one and just go with my gut and say she's saying the truth. So the Lakers are now recalibrating for the summer of 2019 over, prioritizing this over the summer of 2018. What does this mean for the Lakers that are currently on the roster? And what does this mean for us moving forward? How you doing? What's up, Jesus? How you doing, my brother? What's up, Brian? So before I take questions and everything, this is what I have to get into. So the Lakers have now shifted their focus because they're starting to see that a lot of these free agents are becoming less and less of a possibility. Now, this doesn't mean that we're still not going to try to recruit free agent. Notice how I didn't put the S there. This year, this summer. But what this means is we're not going to make a hasty trade to get rid of Julius and or Clarkson and get nothing in return, because my theory is that the Lakers have been lowballed. And partially, it's because they know that the Lakers are trying to clear cap to sign a LeBron James potentially, or a Paul George and a DeAndre potentially, etc., etc. So what this did is nobody wants the Lakers to succeed in this league, right? By the way, Magic just got hit with another tampering violation for just complimenting Giannis. So that makes no sense. Lakers are still recruiting this summer. However, we've recalibrated, meaning we're not going to try to clear the books. Okay, we were gonna trade Julius Randle potentially for a expiring contract, or maybe a couple of expiring contracts, and a first-round pick is what Magic and Rob wanted, based on what I've heard. And we haven't. We have not received those kind of offers. The offer that I heard we received for Julius Randle is just laughable. Okay, the way he's been playing, he's starting to finally fill those shoes of that Kentucky product we drafted, and he's finally starting to live up to the hype. If he just add the right hand consistently in a mid-range jump shot, he could be unstoppable. But we are not getting rid of Julius Randle. That's what this rumor tells me, for a second-round pick and Alex Agenza. That was the offer, guys. So pretty much what this does is we are now buying into Julius Randle, at least for the rest of the season. Now, if he goes out into the open market and demands a huge contract, the Lakers probably won't match unless it's in a sign and trade for expiring contracts. But we're probably not going to match. However, if Julius wants to remain with the Lakers, that's going to be based on how he plays and based on how much he demands in the market this summer. The good news is that a lot of people wanted the Lakers to give this team a shot. The way we've been playing, maybe we have an outside chance of looking into the playoffs or whatever. But what this guarantees is that this team stays together for a little bit longer, at least till the end of the season. Okay? So Magic and Rob have recalibrated based on the way we've been playing lately. And lately, we have been winning a lot. This new year, we're 10-4. And we have one of the best records in the league starting from the new year. So this actually makes us, if we do complete this trade deadline, it's probably going to be to add shooters or try to help propel us into the playoffs. So that's what I am excited about. All right. I don't expect us to stand pat regardless. Something's going to happen. All right. Magic and Rob don't strike me as the type to sit on their hands. So don't worry about that, guys. Now, this summer was recalibrated because of the DeMarcus Cousins injury. Okay, I knew this was coming sooner or later. What's up, Lakesha? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the live stream. I knew this was coming sooner or later. We had to recalibrate because DeMarcus Cousins was off the market, and he was probably a part of the plan. If we didn't get LeBron and DeMarcus, it was going to be Paul George and DeMarcus, or whatever combination you want to put together. But we had options. Those options are now dwindling. Recently, Paul George was on a very interesting interview, though, on that one show on ESPN. I always forget the name, but he basically said that he's comfortable where he's at right now, but he doesn't rule out the possibility of coming to the Lakers. So my theory is this. What's up, Addison? How you doing, bro? My theory is that the Lakers are still going after Paul George. Paul George is the one realistic option. Why? Because he wants to play for his hometown. Even in this interview, he still said it would have been perfect to come home and play for his hometown. You know? So he doesn't rule out the possibility. Okay? If we do get Paul George, that is a step in the right direction because he basically replaces KCP. KCP, I wouldn't resign. I'm pretty sure Magic won't. Brook Lopez, either. So we're going to have enough money to bring in a Paul George. He can be our new two guard. All right? That's probably going to be best case scenario in this free agency. However, if Paul George wants to stay in Oklahoma City, okay, that's fine too. Why? Why is that fine all of a sudden? Because all of a sudden, somebody has emerged, and he's only a rookie, Josh Hart. Okay, he's a two-way shooting guard. I can see this guy in the backcourt with Lonzo next season starting. All right, so that's not a problem at all. The Lakers actually are not worried anymore about free agents because these young cats have stepped it up, and because Julius and Clarkson have finally emerged, so we can actually now compete with the current roster, all while still trying to recruit free agents instead of gutting the team. So this is probably going to be the better route that we're going to take, right? We're taking this route now. That's what I believe, based on what happened. See, when DeMarcus Cousins went down, LeBron James is not going to come here without a second All-Star. LeBron James is known for going to a team that already has established stars or is bringing somebody with him, like he did in Miami, back in 2010. He brought Chris Bosh with him. Miami Heat probably wouldn't have been able to sign LeBron James without Chris Bosh. Just saying. So this is actually a smart move by the front office. They have to, gather all the intel they have. I'm sure they've been getting feedback. Now, here's another interesting rumor. Adrian Wojnarowski reported that LeBron James will not trade his or waive his no trade clause. So my theory is that the Lakers actually tried to trade for LeBron James. That's why we didn't hear what we were getting in return. Okay, we didn't hear what we were getting in return for Clarkson, Randle, and Larry Nance. I think the Lakers were going to throw in a key piece to try to get LeBron James since they're falling apart over there. But LeBron James said that he wants to have the ball in his court and go into free agency with all his options. That probably is what made the Lakers, take a step back and say, well, hey, if LeBron doesn't want to come here via trade, then he might not want to come here via free agency unless we got a second star. And since nobody wants to take Lil Dang's contract, we would have to literally trade Clarkson, Randle, and potentially Larry Nance as well. And teams are lowballing us. They don't want to give us much. So why risk trading away talent like Randle if you're not even getting a first-round pick? Trading away Clarkson, right, who's under contract for 2 more seasons at a very formidable contract, okay? Very, very, very affordable contract for his production. And trading away Larry Nance, who's a decent role player, all, with no guarantees that any free agent comes this season. So the Lakers finally took a step back and they said, hey, the young Lakers are playing good. Let's let them play up until the summer, and then we'll see. We'll go from there, okay? So this was probably an eye-opening moment for Magic. I'm almost sure that the Lakers tried to trade for LeBron James. What they were going to give up, I have no clue. First-round pick, Clarkson, Randle. I don't know what else they were going to throw in there. But at the end of the day, this opened the Lakers' eyes and letting them know that LeBron, he's a diva, man. He's going to take his time making his decision. He's not going to guarantee coming to LA, none of that. Therefore, I think they were right in recalibrating. By the way, when Lopez and KCP expire this summer, we still have enough for one max free agent. I think that's the way to go. This young core explain is extremely good. Why not just add one max free agent, a la Paul George or DeAndre? And DeAndre's not even a max in my opinion, but add somebody who can help this young core continue to improve. And by 2018, 2019, there's the Klay Thompson of the world, the Jimmy Butlers of the world, the Kawhi Leonards of the world. So then you can go for that second star. In my opinion, it's a lot easier to build when you add one star and then try to add the second one than trying to add both at the same time. So that's what I think. I think we're going to have to be patient. Jesus is correct 100%. And I think that Magic and Rob have done the smart thing here. However, this is still just a rumor by Ramona Shelburne. I mean, she could be wrong, and they could turn around and surprise everybody by trading Randle and or Clarkson. So nothing's off the table till the trade deadline is over. However, if this is accurate, this reporting is accurate, then I already know exactly how Magic and Rob are thinking, and it's a good logical way of thinking. I think Paul George can come regardless of if we land a second star or not. I think just the appeal of playing for his hometown. He mentions this in every single one of his interviews that he would have loved to play with the Lakers, but he's saying the right thing because he's currently under contract. He's not gonna say yes, I want to play for them. No, he can't say that. This is as close as we're gonna get to a promise by Paul George. Is yes, he would love to play for his hometown in a perfect world. Well, guess what? That perfect world is coming this summer. That opportunity is coming. By the way, if Paul George wants his old team, this is a perfect opportunity. And he's going to come in, with these young kids getting another year under their belt. They're going to be a lot more experienced and ready to go. So it's going to be an exciting summer still, regardless of if we get 1, 2 max free agents or none. We can still get good role players that'll help this young core continue to get better, man. Honestly, we're a lot better than we have been in the past couple of seasons. We already have 21 wins. All right. We didn't get our 20th win last year till March. So we're already ahead. Okay. And people want to sit here and say Magic lied, but at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Jay Lone. Let me tell you something. Magic Johnson's plan was absolutely to go for 2 max free agents. It's not his fault that we got lowballed. If we're getting lowballed, it's because teams know that we're a threat to land max free agents, and they want us to be desperate enough to give away young talent and get nothing in return. So that's the problem. That's the problem, is that teams don't want to help the Lakers, all right? They're afraid of us because they know as soon as we rise, we're going to dominate again. So they're trying to rip us off. That trade is laughable that we got offered by the New Orleans Pelicans. A second rounder? For the way Julius is playing right now, he's worth easily a mid-first round pick at least. Okay? So at the end of the day, this is the right move by Magic and Rob. It lets teams know, hey, listen, we're willing to wait another year. We're not desperate. If you guys want to come with the right offer, come with the right offer. If not, we don't want to talk. That's first and foremost. Secondly, if Julius Randle doesn't want to be a Laker anymore and he walks for the money, he goes, let's say, to the Dallas Mavericks or whatever. So be it. At least we got to, play him up until the summer. Maybe we could even do a sign and trade and get some expiring contracts and a pick. I don't know. We're going to have options this summer, so that's not even a problem. But the Lakers have been a little bit more funner this year, and they've been a lot more competitive. And we actually starting to develop an identity. We're starting to close out teams. And when Lonzo comes back, if we trade for a shooter or we sign one via free agency, we're going to be able to make a run towards that 8 seed. I don't expect the Pelicans to keep winning, or the Clippers. The Jazz have been playing extremely good, but we still have 30 games left, so anything can happen. Bottom line is, the Lakers are doing a smart decision. It's not the popular decision, but it's a smart decision. You never want to give away talent. If you trade Randall away and he flourishes with another team, he ends up being a star, you gave away talent. The only reason we gave up D'Angelo is because, 1, the chemistry in the locker room wasn't good with him, and 2, because we needed to clear that cap from Mozgov. If not, we had zero room to work with for the next couple of summers. At least this way, we have enough money to sign 1 max free agent. Okay? So those are my thoughts on this whole thing. Honestly, I'm not upset. If anything, it makes me more excited because I know that we actually have a shot, outside looking in shot, at making the playoffs. And we're still going to have options this summer. And, you don't want to throw all your eggs in a basket and then have it fail. You want to make sure that you always have options. Josh Hart is exceptional, and he is rising. So the worst case scenarios, if we don't get a max free agent this summer, Josh Hart will be our starting 2 guard alongside Lonzo Ball with Brandon Ingram, potentially Julius. If not Julius, guess what? If we don't have Julius, guess what? We still have Kuzma, so there's no rush to trade Julius. If he leaves us for any reason, we're going to have Kuzma and Nance right there. So we are fine. Okay? Now, if Julius wants to sign anywhere from 14 to 16 mil and he plays up the part, he's going to be worth that money this summer. So I'm sure the Lakers will match. Thanks a lot, Indo420. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the donation. But at the end of the day, man, there's other free agents to be had. There's good role players, good veterans that can help us even reach the playoffs next season as well. Another year under our belt, more development for the young talent. What do I think of Clint Capella? I think he's a solid addition with PG in free agency, in my opinion, although he is restricted. Yeah, I don't think they're going to let Clint Capella go there. If I'm Houston, I'd go over the cap to re-sign him. Why not? But yeah, I mean, if you can get him in at affordable, contract, I say yeah, why not? Hey, Mortal. To be honest, he's been playing. He's been playing a 14 million contract right now. Now that could only be because he's playing for his contract, but he's playing at that worth. Remember, the cap space went up, so that means that that's about the average salary for an above average player like Julius. We definitely need to start. I agree with you guys 100%. Definitely agree with you guys 100%. However, you do not need to gut the roster for an empty promise. Okay, if those stars don't come and you lost a talent like Randle, I say Randle more than Clarkson because Clarkson can be replaced. However, Randle's a lot more versatile and he's a lot more of a rare talent than Clarkson. Dan, how much should we give Randle to keep him? He's gonna want a lot of money. I wouldn't pay more than 18 million for him, honestly. 18 million is absolutely the most. The same contract we gave KCP. Yeah, I wouldn't give him more than 18 million, period. And that's at the most. Dan, as a Lakers fan, I don't know if I can wait another year for us to get a superstar. Well, how about if they make the playoffs this season? I'm sure that's going to help you a lot. That will definitely help you wait a little bit longer. Dan, what the heck did Magic get fined for? It's ridiculous. Yeah, it is ridiculous, but they know that Magic is smart. He's a businessman, and he's low-key recruiting. When he mentioned Giannis Antetokounmpo, he said, he's going to win a championship one day. He's going to put the city of Milwaukee on the map. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to win a championship with them. Maybe that's his way of recruiting for the Lakers. But at the end of the day, man, I feel like these young players have come together this season and they've made strides. Think about this. Brandon Ingram went from scoring 9 points to 16. That's a 7-point jump. If he has a 5-point jump next season, he's an all-star. Okay, so he's not far away. Kuzma, steal of the draft by far. All right, he's averaging a little less than 16 points, but he's right there. And he already showed me more than enough. Josh Hart is another steal as well. I'm very happy with the future and the direction this team is going. Josh Hart is a young two-way player. He's going to be great. Whether he's a star or not, that's irrelevant. He's going to help this team win games. He has already helped us win 2 games, the 2 that he started. So that's huge, man. We got both of these guys late in the first round. And on top of that, here's a theory my brother threw my way, and I got to give him credit for this, my brother Josh. This makes absolute sense. The theory is Thomas Bryant has not played at all. He believes it's on purpose because Magic and Rob see the talent in him, and they don't want potential trade partners to ask for him. And he believes that he's going to be unleashed after the trade deadline with the Lakers, and he thinks he's a steal as well. And I have to agree. I've been watching him play in the G League, and I think he's a very energetic player, somebody who can stretch the floor. I think he's going to be somebody who's going to give us a different kind of dynamic, that inside presence that we need, potentially. Still very raw, still very young, but I think we hit a home run with this draft, and I think there's something there with Thomas Bryant as well. All right, maybe that's the way they've been concealing him, but yeah, trust me, man. I feel like once they unleash him, he's going to be a pleasant surprise for a lot of us Laker fans out there. So you have to be ecstatic with the future that this team is going in. Last season, we didn't even know who was the cornerstone. Brandon Ingram, a lot of people were calling him bust last season. Okay? I knew that wasn't the case. I knew he was still raw. Right? But that tells you how far we've come. Look, Brandon Ingram is getting better. Kuzma steal, Josh Hart steal. Lonzo Ball is who we thought he was, but even better on defense. And, so on and so forth. Now, Julius is finally starting to live up to his draft hype. Some players are late bloomers. Julius did go through that horrific injury, so that could be a factor. But some players are late bloomers, okay? Now, Julius is starting to bloom really well. All he needs is a jump shot and the right hand, and he's going to be unstoppable, okay? And Clarkson is starting to play really, really well. He is 6th Man of the Year type candidate. We all know that he's not going to win it because, of course, Lou Williams is going to win that. But at the end of the day, you got to be happy, man. You got to be happy with the direction this team is going. We're trending up. We already have a better record, all right, than we had two seasons ago. We're about to surpass the record we had last year, and that's all we need is progress. Look, 2 seasons ago, we only won 16 games. That's the year Kobe retired. Last season, 26 games, or was it 27? Not sure, but I believe it was 26. This season, we're already at 21, and we got like 2 months to go. So you got to be extremely excited for that. And let's see. Look, honestly, it's kind of far-fetched right now because we don't have a shooter and Lonzo's injured. But if Lonzo comes back, this team continues to gel and continues to play the way they've been playing, we could easily finish 500. And 500, all right, that's adding 15 wins to this current record. That would have us at 36 victories for the year. That would be a 10-game improvement. Okay? Now, here's my goal for the Lakers. If they could finish 500, it would be great. But in order to do that, they could only afford losing 11 games out of these last 30. If they continue playing at the hot rate that they've been playing, this past month, winning 10-4, let's say we can duplicate that and win another 10-4, that would be very attainable. So, meaning we can only lose 11 times for the rest of the season. The schedule's going to get a lot easier these last couple of games. We went through the toughest part already. We went above 500 in this road trip, so we got to give them credit for that, winning tough games on the road. And sure, they laid an egg in Orlando, but imagine had they pulled that one out as well. So bottom line is we already improved from the last couple of years, and next season is going to be even better. So we're showing these free agents what they need to see. We continue trending upwards, and this team is going to be the future Golden State Warriors, meaning in dominance in the future if we keep the core together. All right, they're going to dominate in the future because it takes 3-4 years to develop each player. And some players, it takes them 4 to 5. Depends. Everybody has a different timeline. But as long as they continue getting better, I'm all for it, Laker Nation. Now, I'll take a couple of questions because I know I ran my mouth already for the past 20 minutes. But I just had to, get my feelings out there for you guys, man. That's my theory of what I believe the Lakers are doing. And you guys are free to comment whether you agree or disagree. I'll go ahead and try to read as many comments now. Capella likely $15 million annually, in my opinion. That would be a good price to have a center like that at. No for Randle. They will have to take Dang or no Randle. Exactly. Yeah. I think the trades that we've been wanting haven't been there, so that's why these Lakers are pulling back right now. Trades you would do now, Dan? I would try to do a trade for Marco Bellinelli. I would give him a second-round pick and, I don't know, Corey Brewer or Tyler Ennis, something like that. Whatever it takes. But we need a shooter. So if we can get a shooter to help stretch the floor, it'll open up a lot of things inside for guys like Julius, for Alonzo to penetrate, kick, and work his magic. So, Dan, thanks for making me see the light at the end of the tunnel. Sure, man. And you know what? That's just a theory of mine. And it kind of makes sense to me why they're doing this. However, if they were to switch course all of a sudden and get rid of those contracts and bring in a first-round pick, expiring contracts, I'm all for it. But I truly believe in Magic and Rob. I'm not going to kill him like a lot of people kill him because they want instant results. But the truth is that Mitch and Jim left us in a horrible position, and Magic and Rob are basically cleaning up, and they're actually setting us, on a path that's trending upwards. So that's pretty impressive to me, Will Alonzo still play in the Rising Stars game, Dan? Hopefully. It'd be fun to see all three of them out there having fun. So, hopefully, man. That makes me very happy. As well as, we're going to have an exciting All-Star weekend, even though we didn't get an All-Star. So, that makes me excited. We have Larry Nance in the dunk contest and Kuzma, Lonzo, and Ingram in the Rising Stars Challenge. Honestly, I think Josh Hart was a snub the way he's been playing. He should have been there as well. Hope Lonzo is back for the OKC game. Yes, sir. LA Lakers schedule. All right, thanks, Nathan, for posting that. Let's see. Phoenix, Oklahoma City, Dallas, New Orleans, Minnesota, Dallas, Sacramento, Atlanta, Miami, San Antonio, Portland, Orlando, Denver, Cleveland, Denver, Golden State, Miami, Indiana, New Orleans, Memphis, Detroit, Dallas, Milwaukee, Sacramento, Utah, the Spurs, Minnesota, Utah, Houston, and the Clippers. Yes, man, all those games. All right, we're gonna compete in all of those. Okay, there's a couple of those that we should easily take, but as you know, nothing's guaranteed in the NBA. So as long as we continue playing hard, I'm very happy. It is Magic's fault that we get lowballed because he put the cards out on the table and gave away his strategy right out of the gate. He needs to learn to STFU. Well, the problem is he cannot STFU because let me tell you something, bro. Laker fans have waited for a while now, and they need to know what's going on. Okay, I understand that people will try to lowball the Lakers, but that's regardless of if they say their plan or not. Okay, regardless, That it doesn't matter whether they say they're playing. You can kind of read everybody's hands at the table. Like, Cleveland is trying to clean house quickly and try to make a trade potentially without giving up that Brooklyn pick. They don't need to say that for us to see what they're trying to do. So at the end of the day, I don't blame Magic and Rob for putting their cards out on the table because Mitch Kupchak and Jim never said anything and they never did anything. So I rather a front office that's going to say what they're going to do and then try to do it than a front office that doesn't say anything, therefore has no expectations, doesn't put pressure on themselves, and ends up doing absolutely nothing but signing 2 idiotic contracts. So I rather know what we're doing than them to stay quiet. Do you guys not understand teams don't want to help the Lakers at all? Yeah, that's exactly the problem. That's the only problem. We've dominated basically a whole era to the point where everybody's afraid to help us out, and give us the next Pau Gasol to send us in that direction to win championships again. So nobody wants to help us out. Bottom line, it's going to be hard. Look, Indiana rather trade, it ended up working out for them because Oladipo panned out, but I believe Randle and Clarkson would have been the better trade package at the time, for their Paul George. But that just shows you that they rather trade away for lesser talent, or what we believe to be lesser talent, than to, actually make a trade that's going to benefit both sides in the future. So don't worry about it. Trust in Magic. He is a marketing genius. I agree. And honestly, if we look in depth and we look closer at what Magic has done so far, he got rid of Mozgov. He added great draft picks in this draft. He added a couple of good role players here and there, right? Nothing too major. He didn't whiff on the KCP and Lopez trade because those guys are expiring contracts. So at the end of the day, he accomplished what he needed to do. And you just got to be patient because Mitch and Jim really screwed us over. That's why we're still suffering. That's why we needed to give up D'Angelo. And that's why we still can't get rid of Lil Deng. So honestly, we wouldn't have to get rid of any of these guys if we didn't have Deng's contract on the books. We didn't even have any options or nothing for the final year. That was an idiotic contract with no basis, with no plan. It was just like throw out a contract because we're about to get fired kind of thing. It was like a self-destruction move. So that's what I hate the most about those. And I heard a rumor today that Mitch Kupchak might get a job with some team. I hope they never hire this guy again, man, for what he did. But like I said, at the end of the day, most Laker fans will get what they wanted. They wanted Julius and Clarkson to remain with the Lakers and see what they can do for the rest of the season at least. So that's a positive. And they wanted the Lakers to be buyers instead of sellers in the trade deadline. I believe the Lakers will be buyers in a smaller scale, but they're going to be buyers as in they're going to try to improve for this season. Okay? They could have been sellers and, giving away Randle and Clarkson, but they decided to be smart. So I'm going to roll with them, man. Yeah, but like I said, guys, I'm very neutral when it comes to Magic and Rob. I trust them. They haven't broken my trust yet. And I'm not going to go in hard on them until they break my trust, period. Right now I'm going to sit back. I'm in sit back and observe mode. And, for me, this is positive. To me, this is a positive thing, is that we're showing teams we're not desperate. We're willing to wait another year if necessary. However, we're still going for Paul George, someone I still believe we're going to have. Imagine next season we get Paul George, all right? We sell him the city, and we sell him being the leader of this team, at least for another year, before we recruit somebody else in 2019. Now, I think that's the best way to go, all right? I believe it's a lot easier to add that second star after you've added the first star. So if we can convince Paul George to buy in for one season and be the savior of the city for one season, then we'll get him some help the next season. So what I would do is I'd sign Paul George, all right, with the money that is coming off the books with KCP and Brook Lopez, and then I'd go out there and try to get a good role player, potentially a big who can, actually man the paint. And then I'd start Lonzo, Paul George at shooting guard, Brandon Ingram at small forward. If we have Julius at power forward, or Kuzma, doesn't matter, at power forward, and then a center. And at times you could play Julius at the 5 and go small, and have Kuzma there in power forward. So we're gonna have a lot of options, and if we land Paul George, is going to be even greater. Now, however, we whiff on Paul George, you can still start your boy Josh Hart at shooting guard. Very promising young talent, so I'm not worried at all. Dan, I need an insight on why is Luke hesitant to run Let me see. I want to read that one. Run pick and roll style offense like the rest of the league. They run pick and roll offense. However, this is a lot more effective with a shooter at the top of the key because now it's pick your poison. And our point guards haven't exactly lit up the league on fire. But I think pick and roll is a lot better when Lonzo's in there. Teams don't care about the Celtics. What was that? Teams don't care about the Celtics. They hate the Lakers. Damn, what if Magic used some of his money in free agency? Is that legal? No. There's a cap rule, meaning you can only spend so much money. But I'm sure there's a lot of under the table deals that we never hear about that go on, so don't worry about it. All right. You don't need to sell him the city he's from there. Exactly. I'm not trying to sell him the city, but I'm saying you can sell him that he's going to have the keys to the city if he makes his team relevant again. So that's where the selling point comes. Paul George wanted to be the man. The Lakers can make him an automatic all-star averaging 25 points per game and endorsements. Maybe this was a good thing for him. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens, guys. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's going to happen, but I think we'll be able to tell a lot more after the trade deadline. If we make a trade to improve the roster now, or if Ramona was just blowing steam and just making up stuff. We're going to know by the end of the trade deadline, so we'll see. Dan, this is the last game before the trade deadline. Yeah, man. And hopefully Lonzo's back and healthy after that. That's really what I'm more concerned about, Lonzo's health. I'm hoping it was just for precaution they're keeping him out, but he's been out a while, so I'm a little concerned for him. Hopefully he's good. He is a big piece to this team, and we are a lot better when he's on there. Paul George may never get this opportunity again to be a Laker. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. This is great news. Yeah, man, a lot of people are going to be happy with the fact that the Lakers are trying to keep Julius and not give him away for nothing. So that's definitely a plus. Honestly, to me, I would have only traded Julius and Clarkson if we would have landed a star in return. And I've been saying this for the most part of the season, unless it was an early first-round pick or something like that, like the Brooklyn pick. But Dan, how about them Eagles? Yes, sir, they won, man. Hey, my lucky jacket was in full effect that day, man. I even put it on there for the football game, and it came through. So I'm very ecstatic, man. And it's not just a gimmick, you know. It's now 8-1 in the season because I count that Eagles victory as well. So very happy, man. Playoffs are still very much within reach, especially if we make a trade and land a shooter and Alonzo comes back healthy. I don't expect the Pelicans to continue to win, nor the Clippers. I think the Clippers just had a couple of easy games these past games, but I think we're going to overtake them. We're going to overtake the Pelicans. Then we got to zero in on the Jazz, and hopefully the Thunder continue to slide as well, man. That'd be great. And the recruitment for Paul George, this is also going to play a huge factor. If Paul George struggles to get out of the first round in the playoffs, there's no point of him staying there in Oklahoma City. So I'm rooting for whoever plays the Thunder to knock them out in the first round, right? Because that shows that they're no closer than the Lakers at making a run. So why not come play for your hometown? Dan, I don't want LeBron, bro. A lot of people don't want LeBron. At this point, I'm open to whatever, man, Magic and Rob see fit for this team. So I'm open-minded. I trust we have an intelligent front office, and we're in good hands. Allstate. See what I did there? That's a plug right there. Dan, what are your thoughts be on making a couple of small moves like Noel and Leaf or another shooter? I don't want Noel. I don't want Noel because that's going to take Randle, and the way Randle's balling out, like I said, he's finally starting to live up to the hype we had for him out of Kentucky. Right, that Zach Randolph type bully with Lamar Odom handles and versatility. So that's always exciting. But yeah, I don't want Noel unless he's a cheap free agent on a one-year deal next season. Other than that, you know, I'm good. But it's still going to be interesting free agency. Like I said, I think Paul George is still very attainable. It's 50-50 with him, in my opinion, based on all his combined quotes and his interviews. So to me, it's 50-50. Hi, Dan, just joined. What's happening? Man, I'm about to get off in a little bit, so you're going to have to rewind this clip once it processes, man. I'm sorry about that, bro. But yeah, we were just talking about what it could mean for the Lakers, you know, to have postponed their urgency to 2019. We need a shooter big. Modric. Yeah, Modric, unfortunately, was already traded to the Pelicans, so that's not going to happen. Dan, do you think Randle play well with DeAndre Jordan playstyle? Of course he would, because Randle's a very similar type of power forward to Blake Griffin. Of course, Blake Griffin is more seasoned and has a better jump shot. But I think they could definitely feed off of each other, and they would be beasts on rebounding. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that happen as long as we don't throw DeAndre a max contract, because he's not worth the max. To me, DeAndre Jordan is Tyson Chandler in his prime. Would you pay Tyson Chandler in his prime a max contract? Because I know I wouldn't. So I wouldn't offer him any more than I would offer Julius at this point. All right, guys. Well, that's going to cut it for me, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Looks like we don't have that many questions left. So I appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to go to work in a little bit, and hopefully I make it back in time for the pregame versus Phoenix. I'd love to talk to you guys again right before that game at 7:30. So keep it locked. And please, if you already haven't subscribed, please do that. Drop a like, comment, all that good stuff, man. Much love, Laker Nation. Keep your head up. The future is bright. Peace out.